Thank you. Thank all of you for being here. I appreciate it very much. When I get finished up here at the podium, I'm going to have to spend some time. I see so many friends out there that I got to shake hands and share some hugs and things like that. I'm Drew Edmondson, and I'm pleased to introduce Linda Edmondson, who has agreed to serve as my campaign chair this year. We know this is going to be a hard fight, and it's going to be a lot of work, and we're ready for that. But I want you all to know we're going to take some time off in June and take a trip because it will be our 50th wedding anniversary. So we're going to have to count on some other people for a week or so to run the thing because we're going to be celebrating, and I hope you understand that. Linda and I were here last Saturday, as a matter of fact, enjoying the rain. Tulsa flooded, but it was worth the trip, and we were glad to be here. Today the sun is shining, and it's bright outside, but it reminds us when we were here Saturday that the rainy day fund is now empty. And that's one of the things that's wrong with the state of Oklahoma right now that we want to try to fix. I like the sunshine better, but we need to fill that rainy day fund back up. A lot of things need work in this state. We have found the state of our education system to be in serious trouble, serious jeopardy. We have over 90 schools now that are doing 4-day weeks, and that's double from last year. Last year it was 47 schools that had 4-day weeks, and this year it's over 90. We're also losing our teachers. They're leaving for other states. The dream of State Question 1017, if you remember that, the lower class size, the higher teacher salary, the excellence in our educational system has been lost. All of those things are gone today. Henry Bellman would be rolling over in his grave if he saw what was happening to the state of education in Oklahoma right now. Our health care is suffering, and the health of our people is suffering. We're now charging for flu shots, if you can imagine. You used to be able to go to the county health department and get a flu shot, or get your kids shots to immunize them against flu. Well, now, unless you're on Medicaid or Social Security, they're charging for flu shots. Now, that may not sound like the worst thing in the world, but if you're a family trying to make ends meet at the end of the month, trying to have enough money to buy groceries, trying to have enough money to pay for your prescription drugs, you know, the $15 or $20 extra it takes to immunize your kids may be a hurdle that you just can't climb. And so the health of our citizens is suffering. As a matter of fact, and this is incredible, life expectancy in the state of Oklahoma is now 3 years below the national average. We can't allow that to go anymore. Our corrections department is at 110% of capacity. Our prisons are tinderboxes where realistic rehabilitation doesn't happen, where we turn people out of prison, not ready to re-enter society. A lot of work there, and congratulations to the people of the state of Oklahoma last November for voting for 2 measures to put in some criminal justice reform in the state of Oklahoma. And what happened? The Oklahoma legislature immediately turned around and said, well, the people of the state of Oklahoma didn't really understand. They really didn't know what they were doing. And they set about to turn back the reforms that were adopted by the people of the state of Oklahoma. That's not right. The people in the Oklahoma legislature should be listening to what the voters of the state of Oklahoma are saying, not trying to set it aside. Our roads and bridges are desperately in need of repair. We have some highways that look like the surface of the moon, and we have bridges that are crumbling and badly in need of repair. Our gross domestic product has actually declined, has gotten smaller. We're one of 4 states where the GDP has gone down. Standard & Poor's has lowered our rating on bonds, making it more difficult and more expensive to fund the things that we need in Oklahoma. There's probably nobody in this room that couldn't rattle off some of these same statistics. But what we lose track of sometimes is that these aren't just numbers. These aren't just percentages. These aren't just declines or increases. These are families. These are people who are trying to work hard and earn a living and take care of their kids, who dream for a better day for their children than they enjoy themselves, who are trying to buy groceries, who are trying to make the car payment, and who are trying to live their lives in the state of Oklahoma. And what they find is that the value of their check has gone down. What they find is that the schools are deteriorating. They can't afford to send their kids to a private school. They rely upon the public schools and the excellence that should be there. We need to put that excellence back so the people of the state of Oklahoma. I've spent all of my adult life in the practice of law trying to protect people in the state of Oklahoma. In Muscogee County, where I served as DA for 10 years, if somebody robbed a convenience store, I'd try to put them in jail, thinking that would protect the citizens of my county. As Attorney General, when somebody ripped off senior citizens in a consumer scam, when somebody ripped off the state of Oklahoma through the peddling of tobacco, with peddling to our children. If you'll recall the argument, they referred to our children as replacement product, as replacement for the seniors that were dying because they were smoking too much. And so they marketed directly to our kids. And I tried to stop that, and we did. They could no longer market to children. But when I look at the problems that face our state today, you know, if I was still DA, there anybody I could put in jail. If I was still Attorney General, there wouldn't be anybody that I could sue, because these problems are self-inflicted. These problems are brought to us courtesy of the Oklahoma legislature and the government that's in power in Oklahoma City. I'm announcing today that I'm going to do something about it by running for governor and trying to reverse the very clear, not just to the folks in this room, but anybody who might be listening in across the state of Oklahoma. I don't care what your political party is. I don't care who you voted for president in the last election. If you do care about the quality of our schools, then I want to represent you. If you do care about the quality of our health in this state, then I want to work for you. If you do care about the quality of mental health in this state, I want to work for you. If you care about the substantial problems in our corrections department, I want to be there for you. If you care about our roads and bridges, if you care about our economy, and if you care about the fact that we ought to be growing and we're not, then I want to be there in the Attorney General's office working for you, in the governor's office. Here. We have a website up, groupforoklahoma.com. I urge you to go to it. There'll be many folks who can volunteer. There'll be many folks who'll be willing to go door to door or put a sign in the yard. If you're able, click on the willing to contribute place and put $25 into the pot. We need your help. This is going to be a rough, tough fight, because the things that put us in the shape that we're in are brought to you by special interest, by armies of lobbyists, by people who make millions of dollars and want to keep our taxes just the way they are. They are special interests whose primary concern is not the well-being of the people in this room, not the well-being of the families of the state of Oklahoma. It's their own bottom line. It's how much income they can gain, how much taxes they can avoid. And one of the largest oil companies in this state, from 2008 to 2015, earned over $21 billion. At a tax rate of 6%, which is where our corporate income tax is, they should have paid nearly $2 billion over that time period in taxes. They paid $71 million. They paid an effective tax rate of 0.3%. Now, they're not breaking the law. They're following the laws that they bought and paid for. But that's what makes it hard when the burden on keeping our schools open falls on you and not on the richest people in the state. When the burden of making sure that our government is working falls upon working people and not upon the richest 5–10% in this state. It's wrong, and we're going to do something about it. Woo-hoo! In the last election, we heard a lot about battleground states, and we could see them on the map. They were talking about Florida or Pennsylvania or Ohio. Well, I'm telling you, in this year, Oklahoma is a battleground state, not to affect national politics, but we're in a battle for our future. We're in a battle for our schools. We're in a battle for our families. We're in a battle for our health. We're in a battle for progress. We're in a battle to make sure that our children and our grandchildren grow up in a better world than we do. We're in a battle to make sure that their longevity is going up and not down. We're in a battle to make Oklahoma the kind of state where we're proud to be here, proud to raise our kids, where teachers will want to come back from Texas to teach in Oklahoma, and where the future is bright. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of